Hello, I'm going to go through another couple of albums today. Eastern European and world albums. Generally, these are stuff that I've put together on my travels. I spend a lot of time in Ukraine, and due to that, I've got quite a few bits of Ukraine. It's a charity note at the beginning of the war, raising some money. Don't normally collect stamps, but the famous incident where on Snake Island they told the warship to go away. They've issued quite a few kind of propaganda notes and limited editions since the start of the war. These are old, like coupons, Karpanarsiv from not sure if I can see a date on them, but these are German occupation notes under Germany in the Second World War. They look a similar sort of design to German notes, but they're Karpanarsiv, which is unusual currency denomination. That's a group of Russian. They're like imitations of Russian notes with propaganda slogans on them. I don't know if they're right or not, or just something that people have stamped and sold on eBay, but they were cheap enough, so I got them. This set is not complete of the occupation notes. They produced, I think it was a 2 Karpanarsiv note, which they shipped in on a train which the Ukrainian partisans blew up, so that one's quite rare. Didn't go into circulation, consequently cost quite a lot of money, so I haven't got the 2 denomination, but I would like that at some stage. And then after the fall of the Soviet Union, they ended up with Grivna, which is these notes, traditional images of Cossacks and the like. Currently, these are the kind of notes which are circulating in Ukraine, but they have a couple of notes with old designs on as commemorative for is that 100 years of Ukraine or a certain number of years after, and it seems that the banks issue these things as a bit of a revenue maker. Anyway, they date their notes, so I've got a few with different dates on. These are quite recent though, 2018, 2014, 2021. Slight modifications to the notes, colours and various things. All these notes have got cultural figures for Ukraine on. This being a famous poet. Generally, coins are used for these small denominations now, and these were coupons which were issued in 1994. They had a lot of instability in the currencies after the fall of the Soviet Union, debasement and the like. And for the Russians that claim that Ukraine didn't exist as a state before the 1990s, Ukrainian state credit note from 1918. These notes say Ukraine on them, 1918, Karpanarsiv. Then we have some Soviet notes. In actual fact, don't know if it's correct to say that, or these are more Imperial Russian notes. Quite pretty designs, some of these. And the style of these notes changed completely with Sovietisation. Everything became a lot more brutalist and less attractive. These are Russian notes from circulation where I visited Russia before that war started. I doubt that I'm ever going to visit Russia again since. And they've had all kinds of debasements in currency and disappearing zeros from the rubles. These are the Soviet times with the CCCP, which is what they called the USSR. Some Kopek notes. That means state credit notes, 1,000 rubles. Пятьсот рублей, 500 rubles. Obviously the Cyrillic writing is an obstacle for some people with these. I speak a little bit of Russian and some Ukrainian, so I can make basic sense of them. These are more imperial types. Some of the engraving is quite beautiful. And large notes. Not really practical to be carrying around. And these aren't expensive, really. You can collect these quite cheaply. And then these are tengi from Kazakhstan. Quite pretty notes. I've been to Kazakhstan. I think I will return again this year. If they've updated any of these notes, I'll be picking those up. And they're controlled currencies. Not possible to buy them generally outside of the States. These are Kazakhstan too. A couple of, I think these are replacement notes. Oh, they're the replacement notes actually. And then we have Georgia. Georgia has a very, very strange alphabet. Again, quite colourful, pretty notes. Again, controlled currency. You can't buy these notes till you get there. Foreign exchange don't carry them. These are Transnistria, which is a self-proclaimed country in Romania. It's basically an enclave with Russian troops there. It's not really recognised. These, I think, are Belarus, which is a country I've flown through Minsk. I haven't actually spent any time in Belarus. And you've got Bulgaria, which have recently adopted the euro, but they were using the lev. I think the lev was about just over 2-to-1 exchange rate, making Bulgaria quite cheap to foreign visitors. Now that it's euro, I'm sure the prices of everything are going to go up there. And these are Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan I haven't been to. I did plan to go and see a lake there called Izikul, which I will visit this time round. And just a couple of Moldova and a couple of Yugoslavians which were given to me when I was a kid. And I'll do another video for the next folder.